if it sounds hard or difficult, you're gonna keep striving to get through it, and like you're gonna have to be resilient at the end of the day. Remember, your schedule is gonna be different than another person, but you gotta have that to declutter, de-stress. Hi everyone, so I'm gonna be talking about how to make yourself a priority because you are important. And even if you have not been making yourself a priority, especially for so long, there is a way to change things around. And honestly, don't put so much pressure or don't be so down on yourself, because it happens to all of us. When you get caught up, when you have so much distractions in your life, and you have things that basically take you away from the things that are most important, and that's going to be one of my key topics of this video. But when they take you away from the things that are so important to you, most important to you, then you find yourself getting in like a web, getting caught up basically. As much as sometimes you might even feel like you're far gone, or you don't even know how to get back on to how to make yourself a priority, it's so possible. And it's a matter of also believing. Like, I talk so much about having faith, believing in yourself, knowing that God is there for us, all of these different things. So the importance of that is what you value, you have to prioritize. Hurdles come in, all different things can be a part of it, and then finding a way and navigating through it is going to be so important. So before I continue on, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Other topics or other things that you just generally want to drop, your opinions, thoughts, make sure you drop it in the comment section, and make sure you check out my social media and all the links in my bio. And so back to this topic of prioritizing yourself. First key thing that I want y'all to go ahead and do is going ahead and eliminating the things that you don't have to keep around as extra. So I'm going to go back and forth from two main things. This is the first thing. And the other thing is going to be the most important things in your life. You got to prioritize firstly. So you might find that you might put other things before it. Let's say, for an example, you might spend too much time with someone. It could be a group of friends. It could be a few people. It could be one person. So whoever it is, or you might find that there's a pattern from one person. Sometimes you don't want to be alone. However, there's other things that you have to prioritize first, and that's falling into things that you have to prioritize for yourself. Then you got to go ahead and eliminate, and that means just reducing sometimes. And so reducing yourself with certain activities that's not going to be beneficial. Another thing could be just realizing what it is with you. So let's say you have a habit of being on your phone all day, and you've been saying that, hey, I want to start a skincare routine, or hey, I want to start hiking, jogging, to fitness, or have this different type of thing as an everyday activity, and I know this is going to make me feel good, or it used to make me feel good. I feel like I should try it out. Maybe it'll make me feel good, or it's just simply something new you want to start. So what's the first thing that you got to do in that moment? You got to go ahead and take the leap of faith. Prioritizing yourself and making yourself a priority doesn't also feel so easy when you're going through the beginning stages. So once you go ahead and just say, I'm going to do it, right? It's you taking that faith of like, well, whatever that outcome is, even though I don't understand, I don't see, I don't really know, sometimes you really don't know, sometimes you could know as well, I'm still gonna do it. Going that way and having that approach will allow you to not only go through it, but also you're gonna see the rewards at the end. So same way with something that's so important for you, or something that helps your mental health, you might not think to do it in the moment because it sounds maybe cliche, or sounds boring, or just sounds like it's not gonna really help you. But I'm telling you, those simple things that you gotta start doing that is gonna be beneficial, it is important to do. And let me give you an example that's just so perfect, and people just let this slide. And there's obviously people that are very organized and very clean, but having a clean space, right? So when you declutter yourself, get rid of things, or just organize, you might realize that you're going to be more at peace, or you might realize that you just feel less clogged, or in other words, you don't feel like you're all over the place. These things are mentally affecting you. So in order for you to prioritize yourself, sometimes it means the things that are not so important, getting it out the way first, then leading on to getting to the things that are going to be the most important for yourself. So if it simply means that you have to do one thing that might be a boring day or not such an exciting day because you have to get it done first, do that, prioritize it that day, then getting to prioritizing yourself will be so much easier. Now, this is something I'm adding into this video, but I'm going to break down in a different video, or go more into details. But definitely having yourself be organized is key. So having a planner, or simply a to-do list, just do it. If you have a habit of not writing things down, or you start but don't finish, find the first thing that you could have right in your face and the easiest thing that you can go to. So let's say just paper and pen. Yes, it sounds so simple, but many people overlook that. So over choosing your phone, firstly, choose the paper and pen. And so start with things such as, hey, I have it right in front of me, right next to my bed. First thing I see in the morning is that. And you have your paper and pen, you tell yourself, hey, I'm gonna write it down before I touch that phone. Now remember, you have to challenge yourself in order to prioritize yourself, because if you choose to just lay around, be lazy, say forget it, I'm not gonna do it, it's gonna be very difficult to go ahead and do it. Same way if you watch a sermon, or if you watch videos that are gonna give you inspiration, or even if you're worshiping, you have to find yourself to go ahead and do those things. And sometimes you might not want to do it right away, sometimes you might be in a rush, right? So it's really balancing it out, but being organized is still the key thing. Overall, that's the key thing that's gonna get you to prioritize the things you love, prioritizing yourself, the important things in your life. Now remember, there's seasons in life. That's a whole different topic as well. I've kind of said in other videos, but that's another topic as far as like the things that you might experience, the emotions, especially if you're a female, you know, you're gonna go through different things where it's like the time of the month, stuff like that. And then of course, men, you could have it tough out here experiencing different things, but remember, it's just a season. We have to overcome it. Lastly, with that part, you got to make sure that you go ahead and declutter and go ahead and remove the toxins, let's put it like that. So the things that you don't need to have there no more, whether it's actually physical things or things that you're telling yourself. Another thing is like just obviously thinking negatively. You could also do affirmations. You can go ahead and tell yourself, well, I want to just try this, and then aim for it all week. And then if you don't do it, this is a thing about actually prioritizing yourself. You basically got to go ahead and lessen in some other area. So let me put it like this. Let's say in an area that you don't have to have so much focus on, you could reduce out of that. Or let's say something that you normally do naturally and you're so used to and it's your comfort zone, you got to get rid of it or reduce it. So that means, let's say if you're supposed to prioritize yourself but you choose to just do something that you're not really supposed to do, make sure something that you normally want to do and you're able to not do anymore, you don't do. So let's say you're in a rush to go do something specifically, or you're always choosing to go sleep and you're just like, hey, I want to just sleep right away, sleep at this time when you shouldn't be. Then you got to be like, okay, 1 hour of me not sleeping right now is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen like you're gonna make yourself, or you're gonna get in a comfortable position, right? So that's also the challenge of getting to prioritizing yourself. And so lastly, I'll just wrap up with, when you know there's something that you want to do, or the things that you know you have to have included in your life has to be there, the important things especially, you got to make sure you find a way to go to get to it. If it sounds hard or difficult, you're gonna keep striving to get through it, and like you're gonna have to be resilient at the end of the day. And that means simply like when you see that, oh well, I'm getting backtracked, you find a way through it. You're not giving up on yourself. Just allow yourself to loosen up. The things that you really love, find a way to include it and balance it all out in order for you to get to exactly what you want, and knowing your worth at the end of the day. Now when I bring this topic up, I'm going to talk so much more about knowing your worth, knowing your value, and the importance of how you do have to have one time at least of the day or at least of the week. Remember, your schedule is going to be different than another person, but you got to have that to declutter, de-stress, all of these different things. And so when I bring this topic back up, I'll definitely go more into details, but I'll leave this video at this for today. If there's other things that y'all want to mention, other things that you know will help other people or was helping you or is helpful in general, comment it in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and you can check out the links in my bio. That's it for this video. Bye y'all.